I brought some math lessons to this table to show you. Our math area is right over in that area of the room, and we'll be moving over there in a moment. I want you to see that these lessons are an extension of the sensorial games in a lot of ways. In sensorial games, you're learning patterns, and patterns start to recur, and you get to see what the patterns are. And so the lessons in math go from concrete to abstract, and it flows so easily. The same equipment that we used to learn the red rods, the long and short rods, is here right now as the number rods. It's the same equipment. This 10 rod is a meter long too, but now it's segmented into blue and red stripes. So the children take this out, it's randomly spread out on their rug, and they sequence it, just like they had done when they were learning the red rods. Only now they're going to count it. 1, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Just like they're learning how to count. The most important thing in counting is these quantities. They can visually see that 1 is so much different than 8. And so they do a lot of work just with the quantity first. Because these squiggles on a card represent something real. If you have 12 apples, you've got a whole bag or basket full of apples. If you have 1 apple or 2 apples, that's a lot fewer. So it's the concept of quantity is what we're getting at initially. And then once you know this, once you've been sequencing and counting these, and they get to know, if these are in random order, they know which one's 8. I might have to count them, but they get to visually and sensorially understand these quantities. So then we introduce the symbol. So again, we lay them out, count them, 1, and we match up the number 1, 2, match up the number 2, 3. This would all be done on the floor on a rug too. I brought it up to the table so you could see. The other thing to know with this game is that yes, they're counting, and yes, they're matching the number cards, but this same material can be used for addition long before they're writing pencil and paper addition problems. For example, this is the 10 rod, and I'll say to the child, today we're going to find out how many ways we can make 10. So I'll get out this is the 10 rod, they'll count it, they'll make sure, and we put the little 1 rod there, and I'll say, can you find the rod that would fit all the way up to make 10? And they might choose a different one, or they might choose this one, and it turns out it fits, and we count it. It's number 9. So 1 plus 9 equals 10. They can see it's the same. They learn that equals means the same. 2, which one's going to fit? It turns out it's the 8 rod. They would count all day. 2 plus 8 equals 10. So long before they're doing pencil and paper addition, they can use the number rods, and they're getting that mathematical concept very seamless and easily. So let's move over. I want to show you some of the bead work that we have, which is going to bring children into more abstract kind of work. These are the bead stairs, and so the children learn the colors of these beads, number 1 and 2, 3, 4, all the way down the pyramid, and it stops at 9 because we're going to be doing the addition facts here. So the children can use these to add up. They can also write down, record their answers. If we're going to do the 4 pluses, we'll do 4 plus 1. Count the beads up and write it down. This is a preliminary game where they can start writing down their addition facts. Where this is going is eventually they're going to use the same colored beads, and they're going to learn skip counting. they're going to learn how to count by twos. And these are the same beads, and they're all hooked together on strands. The square chain, which is a remote preparation for squaring, are on the shells that go this way. And the cube chains are hanging down much bigger. And you can see this is the cube of 7. And the children will count every one of these beads. These are for children who are 5, going on 5 and 5 and a half, 6-year-olds. But they'll start to do it. Some of the children will use these very same beads and they'll start to learn multiplication. This is their multiplication bead box. And let's say, for example, we're going to do the 3 times table. This would be an introductory lesson. They get out the 3 bead and we'll count it. 1, 2, 3. Ah, I took 3 out of the box 1 time. It's 3. Now I'm going to get it out 1 time, 2 times. They count it up and it's 6. And they know that this is the 6th bead. So there's your answer at the bottom. 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, and I just tell them, what shape does that make? Turns out it's a square. 3 times 3 equals 9, and they'll find the 9 bead and add it up, and it goes on. So the children can learn to multiply as easily as they do little single-digit addition. The same kinds of number work that they do for addition, they'll also do those lessons with subtraction. They can do multiplication, and some of the children will get to division. And we'll start showing you some of those individual lessons as we go through the year. The more concrete, moving to abstraction lessons in math. So thank you so much for joining us, and I will welcome your questions that you have. Send me an email, or we could arrange a Zoom or a phone call. Thank you so much.